Yo, hold on. Yo. Welcome to the Star Enlightenment channel. All right. Whew. We're back with another one. All right. So, boom. So, this one, you can tell by the title, is going to be about basically like the spirituality of Sonic. And in particular, the rings and gems. So, let's say the spirituality of the rings and gems in Sonic, or the meaning of the rings and gems esoterically in Sonic. And what do the rings and gems actually symbolize, right? So, the first, let's talk about the chaos emeralds. The chaos emeralds represent the seven chakras, right? They represent the seven chakras, or AKA the seven levels of energy or awareness um in the particular realm of reality, the first level of realm of reality that Sonic was in. So when, even though he's going and finding all these things, mind you, this is all metaphysical. So really, it's just him. Each time he go find or get the red one or go get a certain one, then that's already letting you know right off the bat that he attained a certain chakra. Once he got a certain emerald, when he got one emerald, that means he attained a certain gem or he attained a certain chakra. The gems represents the chakras. You see what I'm saying? Or should I say the emeralds? The emeralds and the gems represents the chakras. You see what I'm saying? So each time he got a gem, that was like basically like an unlocked chakra he just got. Um, a certain level of either energy or awareness he just got. And once he got all seven, he mastered that realm of reality that he was in, or AKA mastered that little realm of dimension that he was, you know what I'm saying, scooping on. So when he got all seven, he was able to, guess what? He got a new body. I think when he got all seven, I think he became supersonic. And when he became supersonic, that's like Sonic elevating to either you say a new realm of reality or basically like a higher body, basically like a form of ascension. So he got all them and he became supersonic. He became supersonic. He is now vibrating much more higher and he's on a higher frequency. So he obtained a new body. He's in a new conscious level of awareness, a new dimensional awareness. He is basically like you could say like it's like a form of like ascension to an extent. And then so once he's in supersonic, he's in that world, right? He's in that world, in that frame, that dimension, that realm. He has to find all the super emeralds. Now the super emeralds are chakras as well, but these represent higher dimensional body chakras. So these aren't the other ones that I was lower before. These are the higher ones. And each time he finds one of them, even when he's in his higher supersonic vessel, he's got a sonic super. He's in the supersonic body now. It's the higher version. He's in a higher body now, higher awareness. He done basically expanded and ascended up out of that old one. So once he's got this, guess what? Each time he gets one of the super emeralds, that's like him in that higher realm, him dimension, accumulating a new chakra that's in that realm. So he got even another set of chakras now. And each time he get all seven of the super emeralds, these are like getting, unlocking and achieving all seven of the higher chakras though. You see what I'm saying? And that's deep because once he does that, guess what? He becomes what that name is? Um I think it's like ultrasonic or hypersonic. One of them. I think it's like hypersonic. Because once he gets all seven of the super emeralds, he becomes hypersonic, and then he does the same thing again. Because Sonic really don't end. Don't let it fool you. Even with Archie Sonic in the game, it don't really end. They just put a deadline. Like they might not keep going on with it, but that's the process that he's on. Because once Sonic do that, he already, once he in hyper form, he already dealing with like a multi-dimensional, higher, super high dimensional man. He's super high. Because when he was super, he was that was like fourth, fifth, and sixth dimensional really. When once he get like hyper, he's like on the higher end of that. He's either in the higher end of that or fully into like the highest the heavenly like realms. But we ain't even trying to get that deep into that, like, because it's more Sonics though. They got like, there's ultrasonics. There's I think after hyper is ultra. I could be wrong. You correct me on that, but I think it's after hyper is ultra. But and then after that he got like galactical Sonic and stuff like that, which is very like highest of the highest dimensional realms of Sonic. And there's more after that too, because you got like God Sonics and stuff like that. And some of these stuff offend me, but these concepts still exist to an extent because it don't just the energies don't just shut off. You know what I'm saying? He's on a certain type of mission. These things continue. Now, what was read, what was made, what video game was made is a whole different story, and what how far they choose to go with it to, you know, extend the series. But that's just whatever. But let's move on, right? Um, the Chaos Rings. Now, the Chaos Rings. What is Chaos Rings? Now, I'm still learning about these, but the Chaos Rings deal with like experience. Because look, here's the thing. Anytime you deal with rings in video games in general, any type of ring represents experience, time, experience. That's pretty much it. Experience. That's why Saturn rings. Saturn is like constantly doing something over and over again, right? That's more experience in it. The more you do something over and over, you learn the wisdom and experience from it, right? Because you experience it enough to know the ins and outs of that, and you develop more wisdom. So basically, the chaos rings represent master experience, mastered experience, gain experience, and knowledge. So each time he got a chaos ring, that was another experience that he basically mastered. So even if he didn't go through experience, once he got that ring, he got the power of that wisdom now off the bat. Even if he didn't have to work for it, he that naturally becomes a part of his consciousness. It's like cheat codes sometimes. Like if you say you get all this information at once instead of actually going through the actual process like everybody else did to learn something in school. Say you had like a tutor that taught you everything at a very young age before all the other kids. That's like you mastering all the rings real fast. They didn't even got half their rings yet. You got almost all your rings. It's like that energy. Like kind of you could call it cheating, but really no such thing as cheating. Just that it's just a cheat code, if anything. I don't know, but that's like the best way to explain it. It's like it's a master experience. So when you get all the chaos rings, you become the master of the experience that in the realm of reality that he's in, or whatever perception body realm that he's in that area, in that dimension, in that little world, in that section. He mastered all the experience of that particular realm or space dimension or parameter that he's in at the moment. You see what I'm saying? And then the fake emerald, like I said, I'm still learning this one too. But the fake emerald is like illumination, not really having the energy. It's gonna wear off. So the fake emerald has a source of energy, and they give you a short term boost, a short term boost, but it doesn't last long. It doesn't last forever like something like the other real one. It wears off. So this is like being illuminated. This is like somebody giving you the energy. But since you didn't actually build the energy yourself or get the actual energy yourself, either whether you created it within you or you went and actually got it yourself, even if you stole it from somebody else, you still actually got that energy internally. But when you're illuminated, somebody else is just straight up giving it. You didn't take the energy to AKA. That's like me stealing your recipe. You see what I'm saying? To know it myself. But instead, I became illuminated, aka somebody told me what they wanted to tell me. So I didn't really get the full blunt of it really per se. You know what I'm saying? I didn't just go take the recipe myself. I'm taking your word for it. Say some of that is missing. I like Chick-fil-A recipe, but without Wendy's recipe. They're not gonna really give you the full recipe of everything. You only gonna know how you gonna have acid. So when you, even though you know how to do it a little bit, there's always gonna be something faulty. There's always gonna be something missing. And I might did not be the best example because we are talking about just rings right now. I don't know if I should compare that to food. But getting back on top of just understand when you talk about the fake emeralds, this is illumination. This is not really having that actual energy because it's gonna wear off. So instead of me actually going and achieving that gem or that chakra and having the actual awareness and energy myself, so to the point where or even me actually know how to create this energy within myself, to the point where I can actually create it again, because I already have that actually have that ability now internally. Fake emeralds in Sonic is like I said in the illumination. So they only work for so long. They only work for short periods of time. So you finna fight this person. You finna do this. You finna do this mission. Yeah, it works for a little bit, but that time clock is ticking. That time is wearing off. Once that wears off, you're done, because you're being illuminated. AKA that's like being given something, but you not really knowing how to actually create it your own self. Is the best way to say it. It's kind of tricky, but it's like that. It's like you're being illuminated. You're being given the energy, but you don't know how to actually reciprocate it or create the energy for yourself. So you're actually effed. You don't really know how to build this up again yourself. You need another fake one. It's kind of like highs. It's kind of like highs. Like if you, I don't like to use it either, but it's kind of like highs. Like say you take something, you get real high, but your body don't really know how to really produce that high on your own without the substance. It's like that. But if you take a real shaman or a deep spiritual practice or a pranayama person or a deep yogi or a deep person who's spiritualist who may practice psychedelics but they know how to do this stuff for themselves, they're gonna know how to do deep breathing and tap into those higher states of consciousness, into those DMT like states of consciousness, to those psychedelic like states of consciousness. They're gonna know how to meditate to go into deeper states of consciousness themselves. So I'm not saying it's gonna be on a part of every single drug that you can do, but they know how to go within these higher chakras and boost these energies and blood off these fumes their self. They're not just only codependent on the drugs. If they want to use the drugs for boost, cool. Nothing right or wrong. But they know how to do these things themselves. They're not only solo codependent on the drugs to get a higher state of consciousness. They know how to do these things within themselves. That's the same way I see the fake emeralds. Fake emeralds are like a small source of power, but they wear off eventually because that person don't know how to actually do it themselves. It's not them. It's the energy of the fake emerald for that short term that's got a time tick on it. That once it's off, you back down again and you need another one. You see what I'm saying? Now, if I'm wrong, y'all check me out. But that's how I look at the fake because they're only temporary, basically, from what I'm learning about it. But y'all feel free to put in y'all 2 cents, because that's it for this video. Um, his video was about Sonic, of course, the rings of gems and all stuff like that. And I want to do a brief breakdown of these different things and what these different things mean, so that if you ever, because everybody don't play Sonic, but if you ever come across it and you're interested, you can kind of get a little bit more understanding and a little bit of gist of what's going on esoterically with these games. Because it's always a deep science to a lot of these games. You see what I'm saying? No matter how many Sonic they may be. So with that being said, much love, man.